Hey Kay, so your mom sent me this problem and let's see what I can do. Now, my way of doing it, I would simplify what's inside the parentheses first. I just think it's going to make it a little bit easier. So let me get a highlighter here. So if I look inside the parentheses, my like terms are going to be these two guys. So let me take these off to the side here. So I have negative 2c, and I subtract 3/4 c. These are both negatives. So if I have two negative numbers, I'm just going to get a bigger pile of negative. So negative 2 and 3/4 c. And since we're going to keep doing stuff with this, I'm going to make it improper. And if you are like a wizard at turning things from improper to proper to from mixed numbers to improper, I apologize, but I'm going to do it two different ways for you, just so. So here's one hole, here's another hole. And here's a third hole that we're going to get those 3/4 out of. So let me divide them each up into quarters. Okay. So a hole, this one, is going to take up all 3/4, all 4/4. This one's going to take up all 4/4. And then we have 3/4 of the last one. So altogether, 2 and 3/4, we have 8 out of the 2, and then 9, 10, 11 quarters. Okay, so that would be negative 11 over 4c. Or if you do it the formula way, you would have, if I have 2 and 3/4, you multiply the denominator times the whole number, multiply, equals 8. And then you add that to the numerator. So 8 plus 3 equals 11. And then you put it over the denominator. Look, we got the same thing. Hooray! And since it's negative. So we have negative 11 over 4c. And with math, if you do it right, you should get the same answer no matter what you do. So, and you can see here that our picture does the same thing that our formula did. It took 2 times 4 to get you 8, and then added 3 to get you 11. And again, if you already are good at this, I apologize. No offense intended. It's just I want to make sure I show you everything. So now I'm going to rewrite the equation. Negative 3 times negative 11 over 4c plus 5 plus c. At this point, we can distribute because, hey, my bubble's covering up the thing at the bottom. Hold on. Ta-da! So we're going to distribute the negative 3. And again, I'm going to do this out the long way. Distributive property multiplies everything outside the parentheses to everything inside the parentheses. So we have negative 3 times negative 11 over 4c. We bring down the operand, which in this case is addition. Negative 3 times positive 5. And we haven't done anything with the addition of c, so we're just going to drag that down here with everything else. So negative 3 times negative 11 is positive 33 over 4c. Right now we're just still dragging the addition along. Negative 3 times positive 5 is negative 15. We'll simplify that in the middle. And we're still just adding the c. Now, I'm going to simplify this sign up because I don't like neighbor signs. You may like leaving it this way, in which case that's completely up to you. So plus or minus, I'll draw you the table here. When simplifying neighbor signs, which is what I call two signs next to each other like that, you can have, I'll put this over on the left, minus a negative, minus a positive, plus a negative, or plus a positive. And neighbor signs follow the exact same rules as multiplication of positives and negatives. Minus a negative equals addition. Minus a positive equals subtraction. Plus a negative equals subtraction. And plus a positive equals addition. Part of it is if you do this a few bazillion times, you get used to it. The other part of it is if they match, you add. If they don't, you subtract. Up here, they don't match. So that becomes a subtraction. So when I rewrite this, putting my c terms next to each other, I'm going to subtract the 15. I have 33 over 4c plus c minus 15. Okay. Well, right now I have a gigantic fraction and a whole number. So the whole number needs to turn into a fraction. The obvious fraction right now is 1 over 1. Now, we need the common denominator to be 4. Now, we've already shown earlier that 1, I'm up here over on my drawing, making a rectangle around 1, equals 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So 1 is 4/4, which makes sense. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we have 33/4 plus 4/4 minus 15, which gives us 33 plus 4, 37/4. C minus 15. Now 37 is a prime number. So that is actually the most reduced improper fraction. And I don't know what the rules are, but it says simplify the expression, write your answers using integers or improper fractions. So this is an integer. And this is an improper fraction. It does not say to use mixed numbers, so I would not convert that into a mixed number. I would leave it just that way. And I hope that helps. Ta-da!